So we are going to be doing the hacked tumblers this week for our boot camp, and this one is going to be a super fun muted beach. So I am going to spray paint the base, and then we are going to take it inside and we're going to glitter it with a hacked glitter from the glitter guy. And the hacked glitters, basically you can put them over any base that you have and it will give you that color glitter, which is super awesome. It's an easier way to make especially those more complicated ombres and stuff like that. I love doing this method. It saves me a ton of time and I don't have to like color match or anything like that. So we are going to do this beach with Sunlit Brass and for our gold, and then we have Coastal Stage and Slate Blue and Solstice Blue. Alright, and I like to spray downward when I am doing my ombres because this way nothing goes higher than I want it to. Oh, and this is the mason jar from the Steel Magnolia, and I just prepped it white. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and do the top color next. And you always want to spray your cans just to make sure before you start spraying your cup, to make sure that it's not going to come out weird. And I'm not going to do a ton of this dark blue. Alright. And I'm going to go in with, this is my like water, I guess you want to say. So I'm just going to lightly spray in here. And yeah, I'm overlapping that gold. And yes, it looks like I just covered all the rest of my cup, but we're going to go in, just add this little bit of the Solstice Blue, just ever so slightly in the middle right here. Alright. And now you'll see it's got a little bit more of a blend. And I'm going to go ahead and go back again and just add a little bit more gold. Alright, so now that we have that pretty beachy ombre going, we are going to glitter it. Alright, so I let this dry overnight. And I just sprayed it with the Krylon spray adhesive. I just do a nice good coat on it. And then I have Snowgies from the hacked line, since you know we're doing a hacked beach. And this is a fine opal. And I like this one a lot because it has like a lot of blue and gold tones and stuff like that. So super easy. We're just gonna toss it on there. And honestly, with one color, I will usually just open the other side of the shaker and dump it on really quick. But this one's kind of low, and so I wanted to have enough to do this all in one little take. Alrighty. And you are going to see... you're going to think that like, oh no, I just covered all of my paint and you can't see it now, and like you're gonna get concerned about that. But because like if you look at this right now, it just looks like a bunch of glitter. Once you seal this, which we're gonna seal this 2 times with I use Rustoleum triple thick glaze, or you can use the Rustoleum 2X clear gloss. Once you seal it, you're gonna see those colors come back through, and then once the epoxy's on there, they're gonna really show through. So we are going to let this dry. I typically give it a few hours for the spray adhesive to dry, and then I seal, and I wait about 30 minutes between each coat of sealer, and then I wait about an hour after the sealer before I epoxy. So once we get some epoxy on this, I will move on to the next step, which will be the beachy waves. Alrighty, so we have done 2 coats of epoxy on this. This is the second coat that I did just put on, so it is still wet. I did about 15 to 20 milliliters of epoxy, and now I have the extra epoxy to the side. I am going to do a drop of this Alumilite white opaque dye. This is what I like to use for my waves, for my clouds, stuff like that, because it is true opaque. Like, it is not see-through white, and you only need, like, as you saw, the tiniest little bit. So what we are going to do is we're just going to drizzle a little bit on and hit it with some heat so we can have some of those beachy waves. And I might just do a few up top, since this is kind of like a cloudy, overcasty beach. And now you can really see those colors coming back through after we got that epoxy on there. So, and that I loved this hacked glitter. I love it because it gives off so much blue and gold. It really works well for this. So we're just gonna like lightly drizzle. I don't want to go too heavy on this one just because it's such a light cup. All right, and then I'm just gonna do like a tiny bit right here, and a little bit right here. Just want to go super light on those clouds. All right, and I'm gonna hit it with my heat gun to get them moving. And with your heat gun, you never want to stay in the same place for too long, otherwise you will exotherm your epoxy, and then your whole cup is ruined. Because if you cook your epoxy too much, it'll actually break it down and it'll become brittle and can crack or break easily. My husband taught me that after I caught a cup on fire one time. Totally fine. But hey, I got to keep the cup because I was like, it's done, I'm not throwing this away. And I kept it, and it definitely did chip when we were out one day. I barely dropped it, like, and it cracked. So, alright, so you can see those waves. Just like, I wanted a very light look to it. I didn't want it to be super crazy. There you go. And that is it. And then I'm gonna do probably just a little decal. I don't know. I think I'm thinking about like just doing like salty vibes, or take me to the beach, or something cliche like that. I did change the direction on my turner just because I didn't want it to collect in the same spot. So this helps it, you can kind of see, like, especially right here, this area is like really moving, and I really wanted that flow. So that's why I did that. All right, and I will come back to do the decal after this dries. All right, the cup is all ready and sanded for my decal. And after we do the decal, we will just toss it on for one more coat of epoxy. I have already cut my decal. I used the Teckwrap textured vinyl. I think this one is called Champagne Gold. Pretty sure. And I will link that in the description. I really love this vinyl because it's super easy to weed and work with. And I know this looks silly that I'm putting gold right here on this gold, but I really wanted a soft look. Didn't want anything to stand outish because this is a very muted tumbler. This is what California beaches, well, let me rephrase, Northern California beaches look like. We get a lot of that overcasty look, muted look, and I just think that looks perfect. And then I did go ahead and cut just a few little birds. Of course, I've got glitter all over my work area now. So I'm just gonna like lay these kind of
on the other side. Just add a little extra. And of course I've got glitter all over my transfer tape now, you guys. Okay. All right. Just wanted to add a little extra touch to that. I might actually cut one more and place it right here just so it's more evenly spaced. But this is the finished product. And that is a easy hacked beach tumbler. You can do this with any colors you want. You can use any hacked glitter that you want. Just keep in mind that if you use a lot of like brighter colors or any of like the red tones, oranges, stuff like that, if you use a hacked glitter on that, try to stay away from the opals because they throw a lot of gold when you put them on like the orangey red tones. So, all right, hopefully this helps everyone, and check back on Wednesday where you will be doing a hacked rainbow, I believe, with Kimberly. And then Friday will be a hacked watermelon with Robin. All right, bye guys.